trust a soul, they be lying. It be hard for me to trust a soul, they be lying. Killing me inside, I survive. Don't be coming around me if you trying to kill the vibe. Every time I'm backstab, I don't even get surprised. I fight these demons, they will not control me. I'm so saucy, call me ravioli. They be blocking just like they a goalie. Blessed by Jesus versus holy moly. I'm on top of the top dog, I'm hotter than hot sauce. I'ma pop that I'm the hottest artist till I turn cotton mouth. So popping like he in the skillet, chilling with Chris. I know it's real, tell us who a mashed potato. Hold on, I'ma be preaching to slow down. Be so depressed, I just lay down. I won't stay down. I'ma get up now, I feel okay now. I'm afraid of love, cause love had did me wrong. You ain't had no feelings all along. That toxic love, it really had me gone. I'm serious, this time I'm moving on. She don't got no mortgage, she live on my mind. Oh, she so special, shit, I don't got time for shawty on my grind. I can't trust a soul, they be lying. It be hard for me to trust a soul, they be lying. Killing me inside, I survive. Don't be coming around me if you trying to kill the vibe. Every time I'm backstab, I don't even get surprised. I'm addicted to her love, sometimes I feel I'm fiending. Sometimes I feel like I need it. I am a Leo, I'm conceited. I want this here pad as I'm breathing. If I claim you as my wife, don't turn into no heathen. I don't want nothing, hold me back, I wanna love you more. Take you out to eat and after that we hit designer stores. Now mama got that love, the type of love that make you fiend for more. Big stand on a bike, I'm the one that you be leaning on. Open up your eyes, I'm the one that they be sleeping on. Never let them meet my mama, she the one I'm bringing home. Shawty's in my DM, I just tell them all to carry on. I'm in love, I'm in love. I'm thinking at the same time, please don't mess this up. And if I catch you cheating on me, that'll mess me up. But I'm a hot boy, I'ma stay one up. She don't got no mortgage, she live on my mind. Oh, she so special, shit, I don't got time for shawty on my grind. I can't trust a soul, they be lying. It be hard for me to trust a soul, they be lying. Killing me inside, I survive. Don't be coming around me if you trying to kill the vibe. Every time I'm backstab, I don't even get surprised.
All the ups and downs, the tests and trials that I've been through, I wouldn't change a thing, cause it led me straight to you. No matter how far I ran, you can take an after me. Turn this catastrophe into a masterpiece.
Now your heart's so cold in the summer. I only pay my life at night. Scared of what I find when the sun up. Lord, pay for me. What you gon' do with this canvas? Look how bad I messed up. Then one day I gave you the brush. Sat and watched you make a masterpiece from nothing. Lord, I need you to pay for me. I need you to pay for me.
We are works of art. Jesus, you just had to work on my heart. Yeah, 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 yeah. Man, I got from the start. Only rebel cause I was faking apart. Yeah, 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 yeah. I ain't know my identity. No good influence in my vicinity. So I ran the streets, ran the beef. 05 handling heat, plan to squeeze. Oh my. Drugs had a tight grip. Drinking styrofoam cups with I'd sip. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Swisher sweets rolled in my lips. Exhaling smoke that made my mind trip. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who knew that you would chase me down? Your reckless love that made me come. My reality went from tragedy to the man.
Now your heart's so cold in the summer. I only pay my life at night. Scared of what I find when the sun up. Lord, pay for me. What you gon' do with this canvas? Look how bad I messed up. Then one day I gave you the brush. Sat and watched you make a masterpiece from nothing. Lord, I need you to pay for me. I need you to pay for me.
Yeah. In the hands of the master, I find peace. In the middle of disaster, I managed to find belief. Knowing God was in the midst of the storm when he said cease. Faith torn, kept going, God assuring. He said leap. My grief became relief. My leaf became complete. From a wolf became a sheep. Set me free when he paid the fee in blood. He painted me on the canvas, a bloody tree. Him in anguish and misery till he vanquished the sin in me. Rose in 3, told the old to flee. He's molded me into a work of art for all to see. I got some flaws, far from perfect. I ain't called to be. At the least, a masterpiece. That's what he's calling me. Picture perfect, a perfect picture. We quoting scriptures. More than a conqueror, highly favored, a perfect mixture. Interceding, he gave me more than just a quarter. That's 100 I was running. He pursued, how was I one that he would use when he wanted? Would I refuse? In church, would I abuse? Had to choose life or death. Every breath I recollect with every step that in my mess, that's where he met. Called me blessed and never left.
I only pick my life at night. Scared of what I find when the sun up. Lord, pain for me. What you gonna do with this canvas? Look how bad I messed up. Then one day I gave you the brushes. Sat and watched you make a masterpiece from nothing. Lord, I need you to hate for me. I need you to hate for me. Yeah.
Way before 116, I've been assisting. Get it? A work of art, but still so far from pristine. And this fiend knew no limit to doing wrong. Who could have known I was a masterpiece? IECE all alone. Mind gone off the drugs and the Henny. And when it came to sinning, please believe your boy did plenty. Spent many nights on the road to destruction, smoking, lusting, and cussing, deserving the death and all of its repercussions. I was good for nothing, or at least that's what they used to say. But see, them words carry weight, and I felt the pressure every day. Then I watched my auntie fade away and lose her life to cancer. And all the while she kept telling me, Craig, Christ the answer. And she the realest person I ever knew. I watched her praise you till she died, that's how I know it's true. So I put my hope in you, a hopeless fool is what I used to be. But somehow you turn that all around and now you're using me. I'm nothing like I used to be, and I know the devil mad at me. Cause in the midst of my depravity, you gave me back my faculties. I should have been a casualty, so I can't serve you casually. Cause masterfully, you can't turn this catastrophe to a masterpiece.
The fuck? Like, sorry. You made that?
Hold on, what? You made this?
Playing with me, no option. Yeah, you know I'm no object. Her bitch, you can't stop it. No, keep my blessings on the low, 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 low. Playing with me, that's a no go, no, no. Keep my blessings on the low, 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 low. Keep my blessings on the low, 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 low. Keep my blessings on the low, low, on the low, low. Don't need no photo. Top down, ride around, side of town with the dripped up, draped up, yeah, got the I just came here, play my part. Holy, holy spirit, spirit with me, don't start. Pull up with the gang, you know how we do. DT hit me with the Addy for the rendezvous. Y'all want entanglements, I want monogamy. I'ma give you all of me, till ain't nothing left of me. Soon, hold on, I was praying for this. See me in the TV with the BDs and the Grammy, oh yeah. Somebody time is coming real soon. So much drip, don't need a way, they call me Typhoon. Playing with me, no option. Yeah, you know I'm no object. Her bitch, you can't stop it. No, keep my blessings on the low, 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 low. Playing with me, that's a no go, no, no. Keep my blessings on the low, 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 low. Keep my blessings on the low, 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 low. Keep my blessings on the low, low, on the low, low, low. Need no
I can say go out and get it, no cap like I fitted. The blessings keep coming like I said a chew. I'm practically royalty, God got my loyalty. Grant take commitment and I said I do. The flow ice cold like O'Shea. Talk game slick, no ice cube. Say she rock with me like Coldplay. Hit the moves on the low like 5'2". Hit that one over your head, try to catch up. Had to leave them all red like ketchup. Best believe we next up. On the court like check up. No flex, no vex. I had to learn that you can't share your vision with all. You gotta answer your call, make sure you involved. Can't put your purpose on pause. Trust them and learn from your flaws. I give them my all. I'm working on balance. Time for my spirit and time for my talent. That's key like I'm calendar, key like a ballad. I meant to say ballet, on point like a ballet. I'm going back and it won't be the Cali. On tracks like I'm Shaq, Jekka threw me an alley. Even when we feeling low as the valley, we move like the marks, the fam like it's Sally.
playing with me, no option. Yeah, you know I'm no object. Her bitch, you can't stop it. No, keep my blessings on the low, 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 low. Playing with me, that's a no go, no, no. Keep my blessings on the low, 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 low. Keep my blessings on the low, 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 low. Keep my blessings on the low, low, on the low, low, low. Need no photo.
time to stop the show. Sean Tanner, Ryan Righteous, DJ Jeremiah. We bringing the heat, man, this joint be fire like bruh. We in the field, we in the field, bruh. We in the field, we in the field. Just put it in work, we raising the bar. You tuned in to the Trackstarz.
Hey, yo, what's cracking? It's your man Lecrae, aka Crazy Crayola, the bond servant. Right now, you listening to the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, and Jeremiah. I see you, boy. Hold it down. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Was good.
All right, this episode is sponsored by Good Enough, the virtual conference. Now, check out how I spell that. Good, one word, second word, enough, E-N-U-F. The virtual concert is going down Tuesday, June 15th. Make sure that you go ahead and get some tickets. Check out the merch. You can go to legend.tv/goodenough. So basically what this concert is going to do is it's going to bring awareness to resources for mental health. So we want to make sure that that's something that we support. Trackstarz has always been an advocate for mental health issues in our community and all throughout the world. So make sure you support it too. Good Enough, the virtual concert this week. And so when you purchase your tickets, you get it live, but you'll also be able to watch it on demand, and then you'll also get access to Good Enough Session 1. So this is Session 2 coming up, and then we got Session 3 on the way, all right?
All right, so for the last, few weeks, almost to a month, we've had a bunch of guests, and, we've covered a lot of other people's things, but I kind of wanted to take today to talk about my guys here, talk to my guys here, find out how they doing. Guests are cool and love what everybody's doing, but this is to me most fun when we're just sharing our heart about what we're really dealing with in life. So I'm gonna start light and talk about what Jeremiah's been dealing with. He is shooting a film right now, just came back from rehearsals. Jeremiah's making a movie, y'all. That's crazy. So I just want to kind of talk to him about the process of making a film, writing it, some of his inspirations, because he's making what you would call a black comedy drama type thing. So what were some of his inspirations? What's his favorite black comedies? And just kind of get a behind the scenes look in while it's happening. How you doing, Jeremiah?
Good, man. Yeah, man, it's really been just an amazing experience. Honestly, Maya is the director of it, and I'm her second director, kind of like AD, assistant director. So it's just we just going over the lines with people and talking and seeing how people get it. And it's just amazing how we're working with legit actors here, and they're on that come up. So it's we give them the script a couple months ago, and now they off the script and they just doing their thing. You know what I mean? So we're just excited about that. When we first wrote it, basically it's called The Dress. You know what I mean? And it's basically just using that stereotype of, the stereotype they always say where the black man got to make it in Hollywood. You got to put on that dress, he'll succeed. You know what I'm saying? And we just kind of played off that. We actually wrote this 4 to 5 years ago. And my wife was like, we got to shoot this. Something has to happen. We got to shoot this because we got another one coming. And that one is a 3-part movie thing. And it's going to be a thriller, horror, Christian thriller horror movie with a black dude doing his thing in that joint. Almost on some Jason, Freddy type stuff. And I ain't gonna tell you the name of that, but we got that. We're working on that one too. But this one, we wanted to start off small because we never did a film period. So we just say, hey, let's start off small. And we're excited about that. And it's what's so funny? It's we cast it a couple of months ago and different things. We started talking to people and trying to find people and stuff. But the month of June happened, and then all of a sudden, foolishness just starts happening. You know what I'm saying? You start seeing people hey, this happened, so you can't use this location, or hey, I'm booked, I can't do it no more, so now you got to recast. And it's wow, so you really feeling the effects of it, you know what I'm saying? And you really feeling it, you're really starting to feel it, you know. So is a trailer coming? Of course, yeah, we got a trailer coming. But we're still working on it. So at the same time, we're still doing, like Sean said earlier, the auditions and honestly, we're still like casting for certain smaller roles and stuff. But the overall thing is we're shooting it the last week of June. Sean is a part of it. You know what I'm saying? He's the director of photography. And yesterday, and Sean, you didn't tell the people the good news. We met up yesterday.
Oh yeah, I ain't seen Jeremiah in a year and a half, and I finally saw him. I didn't even realize it's been a year and a half because I see him every week on this. He was like, I ain't seen you in a long time. I was like, what? Oh, I guess so.
So, and then him, my sister.
I'll just say this. I kept saying this. His family was there. So it was Maya, his sister. Everybody looked good. Everybody looked so good. After a year, not seeing everybody, it was really, really good to see. I've seen Ryan a couple times during the pandemic, but I haven't seen Jeremiah in a year and a half. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, I haven't seen Jeremiah in a year and a half.
Yeah. So I mean, like it's one of those things where it's like seeing everybody. And we was on a set yesterday. We was on a set where we were gonna shoot at, and you know, just Sean's expertise just started shining. Like, hey man, so what do you think about this? Him and Will Smith, he actually has something going on. Not the actor Will Smith, but the Will Smith. He's been on our show before, and it's just coming together,
AD,
man.
You got his shirt on.
Yeah. Legacy AD, a good comic book. If you out there, comic book fans, so it's been going good, and it's one of those things where it's like, you know, I'll say this to anybody: anything you're going to do for God, or anything God's put in your heart to do, just expect the pushback to happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And sometimes I feel like it's not even just the enemy, because the enemy is going to throw stuff your way. But sometimes I think it's God to show you, like, are you really serious about this? Because at the end of the day, you may not have the stuff you need. And it's like, we're going to shoot on this day regardless, right? So now we have to find, like, we have an opening scene that's kind of like a Friends opening scene, right? So now we're looking for Caucasian actors for this scene, right? So we're still looking for people to fill this scene, but we're going to still shoot it regardless come in the last Friday or the last Saturday of the month. Yeah. So now it's time to understand, like, regardless of the obstacles, God is going to give us the strength to get this done, period. You know what I mean? So I'll say that about what's going on with us, man. And just like understanding it, like, wow, you know what I mean? And then also having an idea of like, okay, so even after we shoot it, we got to edit it. After all that, what's the next steps after that? You know what I mean? We want to get it into some festivals. We want to actually try to put it in some competitions. We want to, you know, anything short films, we're going to try to put it in, man. So yeah, man, we're that's where we are right now, man. So I'm very excited, and God has been gracious and everything. So yeah, man.
Dope.
Chris got his mojo back.
you know, Jeremiah, in this camera lighting, man, you can cast me as one of those Caucasian actors.
yeah, both of us.
I look like Dave Chappelle and Martin when they play the white actors. Bob from accounting.
Yeah, man. So
yeah, that's dope.
I want to talk about some of your influences for this. Like, what inspired you to make this, and what are some of the comedies you've seen in the past that you grew up with that may have kind of like gone into the, you know, behind the scenes on this?
I would say, like, what made us write it was just that stereotype. Like you can, like, right now you can go on YouTube and there's a documentary called Address, and they basically got a bunch of people, bunch of actors, black actors and all this, talking about the exact same thing. You know what I mean? So it was like a couple years ago, it was just like, man, that would be pretty good if somebody did something like this and just see the turmoil. I think because the public always think like, and I guess the conspiracy J side of me is always like, see, that's how they succeeded. But you don't never see that actor, like, that weighs on an actor. Like, and I would say shout out to Rick, because Rick is the main person in this. Rick Sincere, MTV Sports. If you in live for Mike 6. You see the weight of it on every scene. You see his weight of an actor, like, man, this is a heavy thing. You know what I mean? And then for some other races, some other races may be like, man, that's not a big thing. It's just acting. I'm just acting. And it's not what it is. But I think for some Black actors, they're really, especially men, it's like right now at this time, it's like, man, this is a heavy situation. You know what I mean? This is a heavy thing that I really want to be an actor, but also I don't want to have to put on a dress. And then some other people like, well, I'm an actor, so I play all types of roles, and I'm gonna do what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So we actually don't have a GoFundMe, but I'll talk to Maya about that. That would be great.
A good idea.
Yeah, man.
That might help. Yeah, I mean, we cross the finish line.
Yeah, we could still do that. Maya probably watching. I don't know if she's in the comments, but we could do that. We could do a GoFundMe and
Jeremiah,
put it up there. Yes.
Are you telling me you got my frat brother to put on a dress?
No,
Okay,
he's
good.
not. He's not.
Good.
No, okay,
we got
so
a stereotype about us already. We don't need that smoke.
But no, the premise is the dress is in his dressing room, and they bring it into him after a scene of his show, and then he's got to go home the weekend, huh?
Are you able to talk about this? We're not doing any spoilers.
Yeah, you spoiling the crap out of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'm not telling the ending. So that
I don't want Maya to blame me for asking the question. So
yeah, so this is just like the synopsis. You know what I'm saying? But he just has to make a decision, and he listens to everybody in his family, friends, girl, or everybody like giving him advice about it, and then he makes a decision at the end. Mm-hmm. So yeah, man.
That's awesome, man. So talk about like what are your top 5 favorite
drama comedies?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of The Other Guys. I know it has nothing to do with this, but
The Other Guys.
Yeah, with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell.
That 70s movie?
No, it's a movie.
Oh, it's like a cop movie.
A cop movie, yeah. That movie is one of my favorite movies. That's hysterically for me.
Oh, yeah.
I would say more for this type. Of course, Friday. I was just trying to think of some more movies of Black comedy movies that I really enjoy.
Did you ever watch? Like, what about the Wayans brothers stuff? Because their stuff is kind of like that.
Yeah, like honestly, this is like one of our first scene one reminds me of an episode on the Wayans brothers when Marlon started working on that show. So it always got my idea from that almost that scene a little bit. Yeah, some of their stuff, but some of their stuff is more spoof comedy. It's not like a drama comedy type stuff. So like a barbershop would be good too.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think of other stuff that comes to mind. My mind is slipping me right now, but just a lot of stuff. I mean, I think for me it's more television shows. You know what I mean? Like the Fresh Prince, like Martin, just like those comedies, like a Cosby Show, yeah. But so just all those comedies back in the day that you can see that was funny and stuff. Because honestly, it's moments in it that it's funny, but in some moments, like even today where we was doing some scenes and stuff and going over rehearsal, like it was real like dramatic moments in it, and I was like, wow, like it's very like dramatic in certain parts, and then it's so funny in some other parts. So it's good, man. It's good, man. It would be a blessing to see what God do with it, man. Because I mean I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like we don't know, like this is new water for us, you know what I'm saying? And I think all of us, honestly, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, what's a success for us, you know what I mean, is a success for us, you know what I'm saying? So if this goes well, then when Sean drops a movie, because I know he got a lot of movies in him or whatever, you know what I'm saying, it helps us. And honestly, I thought about it like, if this does do something incredible, then it brings us into a whole different atmosphere when it comes to movies,
Yeah, like I told Jeremiah, I was like, I'm glad that they jumped out the window on this, because this is the type of experience we need to get to that next place. There's a lot of people who would love to get on, Hollywood production staffs and all that, but usually you kind of pick people you're familiar with and that and you've worked with before. So this is our chance to build that from the ground up and build crews and people we know. We know that lighting guy is really good. We know this sound guy is really good. We know such and such is really good. And you just work with them and you kind of get better. And that way you don't have to try and break into somebody else's thing. You can build your own team that does movie after movie after movie, and you guys just get into a rhythm. So this is awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
So,
and
Jeremiah, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you discredit the black comedians for putting on the dress? In your
You know,
opinion?
you know what's so funny?
What?
Sounds
What'd
like
you say?
yes.
No, well, I you know what's so funny?
Because
After
all the top ones have done it, if you except for probably Dave Chappelle. I probably say he's the only one I haven't seen do that.
And Cat Williams said he didn't either.
Because Will has done it.
Yeah, Will Smith.
Will.
Well, I don't think Will Smith. I never seen Will Smith put on a dress.
He did it. He did it. He did it in one of the Fresh Prince episodes. I think he dressed up like a grandmother. Do y'all remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
Okay, I think I remember. I could be wrong.
I know Chris Rock did it. Chris Rock was on his show in the dress.
Maybe he dressed up as an old man. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, I've seen him before.
Chris Rock. You've seen. Well, I mean, he's not really a big comedian, but you've seen, Steve Urkel do it. Eddie Murphy do it.
He has an interesting story saying like, it's a video of him. I think he did one of those TV Ones shows, like Uncensored or something. Mm-hmm. And he talked about him being Myrtle Urkel and how he felt like a girl in that dress. Like he was like, it feels like a woman. You feel like a woman in that dress. And he was like, his father was very like making him feel a certain way. Like his father was like going at the cast because some of the cast members was like, yo, don't do this, don't blah, blah, blah. So, but I'll say this, this process has made me think like, I don't think you're wrong for doing it, but I understand if you don't do it. You get what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like different people have different things. Like I've seen Tyler Perry talk about this on T.I.'s podcast, right? And he's just saying, he was like, I'm an actor, man. He's like, honestly, I hate Madea. I don't want to do Madea, but y'all like Madea. So it's like, it's almost like, it's like Chick-fil-A stopped doing chicken sandwich because, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, but I mean, that was his reasoning. Like he was like, I'm an actor, I act. I'm not just doing this one role all the time, but people like it. It makes the most money. So for me to stop doing it would be like, because of somebody's opinion, because I'm acting. I'm not like after the set, like I'm driving around like Madea, you know what I mean? So,
I will say your movie is pretty fair. It's not like it's attacking any one side of this.
Yeah.
Do you really believe this is a thing? I didn't see the documentary you saw. You really think people are plotting to put like this is an intentional thing, or do you think this is just Eddie Murphy wanted to do that, or so and so Martin wanted to do that?
I think I don't know. I'll say early on, I felt like it was just funny because I think back in the day, even like when we were kids watching Bugs Bunny and he dressed up as a girl and gets Elmer Fudd and we were laughing at that, right? I think early on it was like, oh, this is hilarious. But I think now, since we're like very hypersensitive and we're very like pro-black right now in our community, I feel like it's more like, bro, don't do that. Like
I feel like when Martin did Shanae and Martin did his mother, it was genius.
Yeah.
It was genius. Like Shanae was a genius character.
Yeah.
But then Martin let us know how he could take it to the next level with Jerome and Elroy and he did a great job. So I still think Martin Lawrence, I think he's the GOAT. I think he's the GOAT of
impressions and stuff.
Comedy impressions and our era. I think he's the GOAT. I mean, I can't think of anybody else. I mean, him and Dave Chappelle, the skits, the stand-up, they got it all. The acting, they have it down packed. So I feel like now, only thing I say about Dave Chappelle is I didn't appreciate all the movies that he did. Because he did like Half Baked, right? And I was like, I'm not into that at all. But I did enjoy Blue Streak with him and Martin. I thought that was good.
He has a story on that.
And Reggie when he was on Nutty Professor, when he was Reggie on Nutty Professor.
He has a story about that on the Blue Streak movie where they were trying to dress him out in a dress just to get him out of a situation. And he was like, nope. And they kept bringing people back to him. And then they finally just like, okay, that's not going to happen. So it's like sometimes, So it's just like, to me, I feel like it depends on the person. If the person is like, man, I'm a comedian actor, and I just think it's hilarious, and we're just gonna get it, and I'm not like trying to do this, but for each his own.
Couple things, Prophet was like, white actors do this too, like Mrs. Doubtfire. There's other. So
Tootsie.
Are you sure this is a black thing, or is it just how much of this is really centered around homophobia? Right. It's funny to see a guy dressed as a girl, because it's it's funny, you know.
Yeah.
And the backlash, is it possible that your film may come off as homophobic too? Like, you know, commenting on what's wrong with it. You know, that may be the reaction to it too.
Yeah.
So this is an interesting topic you're touching on here in Hollywood, because I don't know how people are going to react to it. Are they going to think you're being mean? Are they going to think you're downgrading the LGBT community? Do you care? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't think so.
This is a practice interview, because if this blows up, this is coming your way, bro.
I know. I don't think so. I think when you watch it, like I don't think so. I don't think it's like a homophobic movie. I think the good thing about it is it's different perspectives from his people that he loves. Like you know how if somebody in our group has to make a big decision, right? So most likely we're going to talk to our wives, we're going to talk to each other, we're going to talk to even our people on our universe. We're going to get people's opinions and weigh it out and make a decision by it, right? So with the main character, it's like he's weighing the decision. He's weighing a decision of a peer actor that did put on a dress and he popping, right? Then he's weighing a decision of his girlfriend who's like an IG model and she popping and she's doing stuff for their relationship and vice versa. You know what I mean? So it's different things. And then also it's his best friend who he got that crazy best friend that's like, bruh, no, don't do it. So don't do it, bro.
That best friend is you, right?
No, I ain't best friend.
That best friend is you. Like,
no, it's not
that's
me.
how you talk.
No, that's not me. You know what I mean? So it's those dynamics of I think what you said earlier is like actually after you read the script, you was like, man, this is pretty fair. It's not
fair,
like
yeah.
It's not like we throwing out nothing against anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's just breaking that stereotype. Like we're looking at it like this is something that people are saying is true. And then you have is it really true? Like, do people's lives change? Is any black black actors' life change after putting on a dress? Like we talked about Steve Urkel, right? We talked about Jaleel White. Has his life changed after being Murder Urkel?
No.
Okay, so that's like
held to the character. He can't get out of Steve Urkel.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they later on he did it again. Like when he did it when he was like really young, then later on when they was like years later, they did it again. But nothing happened. Like his career was like nobody was like, yo, Jaleel White went out of here because of that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, so childhood actors struggle with something totally different. They get pigeonholed to their roles. I mean, he can't seem to get out of that role. Like every time you see him act, you hear, I mean, especially when he came out as Stefan Urkel. Now you just know him as you don't hear Jaleel White as Stefan Urkel. He's not really Jaleel White anymore because the voice.
Stefan Urkel, yeah, you're right.
Whatever. But I'm saying like childhood actors, they get pigeonholed. Like look at Kevin McAllister. Like you mean what's his name? Macaulay Culkin. He's always gonna be Kevin McAllister to most people. His acting career didn't really take off too far after that age group. He did like Richie Rich and what's the other one? My Girl. But after that, it was almost like as you get older, it messes with you, just because you have a pigeonhole. So I think Urkel might be pigeonholed to something like that, and some other actors may be pigeonholed to it. But the versatility of a Martin Lawrence and a Eddie Murphy, when you can go and do Life, and then you can go and do a serious movie like Trading Places and stuff like that, you become somebody totally different. Even look at Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington can pretty much do anything he wants to do in Hollywood. So I think you kind of just earn your place, and then from there you just keep moving.
So Jeremiah, I gave you one side of the conversation. When you get to conservative media, they're gonna say you're not going hard enough. Like our boy Dylan in the chat would be like,
"Oh yeah, he's going in.
You're not going hard enough. You need to be. This needs to be like you need to be destroying this. Like, why aren't you? Like, what do you think?"
My thing is the discussion, man. I'm big on discussion, and I think one thing I love about our show is we always have those tough discussions that we have, and have that talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give the end away, I want people to once we drop it and see and stuff like, because I feel like the discussion is something where you have a conversation with some people, you know what I'm saying, and have those real conversations and have that talk that you want to have about this situation. Maybe it is a conspiracy, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's not true. Maybe it is true. You know what I'm saying? So let's have that real discussion, and really out of that discussion, have a conclusion of it versus just assuming stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because we worked on a role, we worked on a scene today, and one of the characters was telling him, like, you worked hard. God is gonna get you where you are because you working hard at your craft. You get what I'm saying? Like we discount God and you working hard at your craft. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's some stuff along the road in your journey that people help you, and like they may give you money or help you fund something. But at the same time, it's like some of these things is like you work on your craft to get better and better and better. And when you like using Denzel as an example, Denzel never put on a dress that we know of, but he worked so hard to go from each role. He works hard to get to where he is.
He's in a totally different genre
category.
No, I know, but what I'm just saying, I'm just using him as an example as an actor in general, that he goes from, he was a doctor on St. Elsewhere. Mm-hmm. He was in roles on Hollywood. He was on role on Broadway in the 80s and stuff like that. And then he got into the acting and mainstream, and then he was a slave. He was different things that his role, he took his craft serious to the point that even if I ain't gonna say he did or nothing, but it's just that I feel like certain people take their role so serious and they take their craft serious to learn it and then to study it and then get better and better and better and better. I think we always think it's something like a conspiracy theory so that person got there, or Michael Che. I don't know. Have y'all seen his show?
Yeah, Michael Che.
Okay.
Show, no.
Okay, his show's on HBO Max, and he has something like kind of about this and talking about like if you pop in as a black actor, you did some type of gay role, or you did something gay to further your career. And for some other people, it could be like, nah, I ain't go to none of these parties y'all be talking about, or I just went, killed my role, went to another level in that role, and that was
Parris
it.
Are real though.
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah,
But so let me ask you this question, Jeremiah. Would you defend someone saying that the argument could be that you don't make it until you put on a dress? Because look at Jamie Foxx, right?
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx was Wanda on In Living Color, and then from there, Jamie Foxx was a household name.
Yeah, but
so, but that's a sketch comedy show.
That wasn't because he was Wanda.
No, it wasn't because he was Wanda. But I'm saying like his career didn't go backwards from that point. His career jumped forward. Like that was. Yeah. So, you think that there's an argument for those comedians? Would those comedians, if you interviewed them, tell you like, yo, I put on a dress and I became one of the top actors, one of the top what's because it shows my versatility as an actor?
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. So, was that because he put on a dress? And because remember, think about it. We're not talking about right now. We're talking about the 90s. In the 90s, we had people like you said, Shanae. We had Wanda. We had these people that we just thought was in a sketch comedy show and in a sitcom was hilarious because you pulled it off. At moments, you don't even think Martin is Shanae. At moments,
Sometimes
you don't think Wanda is Jamie Foxx. You get what I'm saying? Like, so those things is one of those things that you have. We discount people playing roles versus just like conspiracy theory. You know what I'm saying? And like I understand what Dylan is talking about the whole. It talks about in scripture that don't put on a woman's garment. You know what I mean? As a man, you shouldn't put on a woman's garment and stuff and everything. So I understand where he's coming from, but I'm just talking about from a perspective of an actor. If an actor says, "Hey, I'm not willing to do that," I don't think he should get typecast. That's just me personally. You know what I'm saying? And then vice versa. Like you shouldn't throw somebody out because they did decide to do that.
I think it's
as an actor.
I think it's more so anytime you are an actor and you push back at anything, they put you in a category of this person's difficult. They're not down. They're not down. You know, so that's probably what it is more so. Is hey, if you want to do a sex scene? No. Do you want to curse? No. Do you want to do? You're just putting yourself in a smaller and smaller box of opportunities, and I think that's more the challenge for Christians is Are you willing to stand up for your morals? Are there roles you would do and just say, hey, I'm just an actor. I don't care what it is I'm saying, doing this role. Those are the things you got to, being a Christian actor is probably, we talk about Christian rappers all the time. That's hard enough. A Christian actor? Yeah. That's a whole nother show.
But honestly, I think we have more actors that's happen to be Christians than we have Christians.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's just some people feel like it's what I do on screen is totally different than who I am off screen. And I mean, we've met people like that before. So I mean, if you meet them in real life and they're like, man, that person's nice, that person praying with you, know the word of God, know everything, and really like. But when they get in front of that camera, they become that character that they were paid to play. You know what I'm saying? And then if we want to go like biblical about it, of course, acting back in the day was like considered hypocrites. You know what I mean? Like the word hypocrite come from like acting and stuff like that. So I mean, it's so many levels to this. But I just think sometimes we take it to heart that we discounts people's hard work at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Because if Trackstarz blow up, right? We've been doing this for like 15 plus years. If we just get on a radio station, somebody like, so who did Ryan have to get with to this?
Why you gotta start with my name? Why?
You got the waves. You got the waves. You got the waves that people like. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm just saying that those rumors happen because, oh, she just got on because she a singer. It's like, well, she is a singer, but at the same time, she may be a good personality. You know what I mean? So I think that's just one of those things that we gotta stop doing. Stop discrediting God's opening door for people and then discrediting people's hard work they put in just because they did something that you wouldn't do, but you struggling because you just felt like you didn't want to do it. It's consequences to everything, every decision you make, good or bad. So yeah. So and next time I get interviewed like this, Maya probably will be with me. So
yeah, I was gonna say,
be like, babe, I got it.
To clear up what Jeremiah just said, if Trackstarz goes anywhere, people gonna only be able to ask the question, who did Ryan pay? Not gonna be anything about no other stuff. So Jeremiah starting off using my name. Why you call out Sean's name? Why you start with Sean? Trackstarz blow up, then it gonna be his. Good.
Well, you the person that's gonna talk to the people. They're gonna invite you to the party more than Sean and myself.
Okay, see, stop talking about parties, man. Stop talking about parties. This is getting bad.
You've been to some parties, Ryan. You know.
What? No, I haven't.
Anyway.
Y'all gonna make my wife knock on the door and be like, we need to have a conversation about your previous life.
We've talked about the parties we've been to, Ryan. We talked about that on
Birthday
here.
bash.
No.
Meet and greets.
No. So we've talked about this. You know.
Pause.
You know what I'm talking about.
You're in the field with the Trackstarz. Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let go.
All right, y'all. Let's get up.
Yo, what's good? This is Mike Sarge from Trackstarz, and if you're a music artist and you haven't already signed up for Nectar distribution, honestly, I don't know what you're doing. So let me tell you about it. You get unlimited uploads of your music throughout the year. You also keep 100% of the rights. You get to use our one-of-a-kind single maximizer tool, in which not only do we push your music to the streaming sites like Spotify, Google Play, and Tidal, but we also push it to music blogs so you can get more eyes on your music. And the best part about it is, it's only $19.99. No, not a month, but a year. Again, what are you doing? I don't know what you're doing with your life. Go ahead and sign up today for Nectar distribution at nectardistro.com, and we'll see you inside.
Hey guys, this is Miracle from Trackstarz. I wanted to make sure you guys know all about the official Trackstarz Universe. So, if you'd like a free Trackstarz t-shirt, yes, as well as free merch, discounts, and exclusive content, and of course, direct access to your favorite radio host, then this is for you. Make sure you go to trackstarz.com/official. That's trackstarz.com/official.
Big God, big God, wing gang, 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 gang. You know, big God, big moves, set free, lip blonde, that's how we living. It's one life living. tryna really get a redo. Walk by faith, let the Holy Spirit lead you. Hard is worth the kingdom, I ain't talking about soaring, but the Father got me soaring real high like an eagle. Send a prayer up, Father, never let me leave you. Harder for the rich to enter than a camel through a needle. Treasure up there, don't rush, so I run it up, gotta rep Jesus. Ooh, yeah, I had to switch up my ways, I had to switch up the walk, yeah. I'm going in with my faith, ayy. You know I roll with the flock, ayy. I do not move with the haste, yeah, he directing the plot, ayy. You know my gift is not wasted, I'm trying to honor my pops, yeah. Big God, big God, I know right? Been bought, set free, off the ayy, Woody, I wouldn't try me, ayy, with the most high key, yeah. Copy y'all unlikely, yeah. Baby, I don't follow I lead, yeah. Feeling like a fresh white tee, ayy. Grace that shit on me, ayy. Money can't really buy me, ayy. Some of y'all press that tea, ayy. Feeling like a fresh white tee, ayy. Grace that shit on me, ayy. Money can't really buy me, ayy. Reckless, ayy. I ain't fearing no man, what is he gon' do? Gotta believe him, shot like it's Pikachu. See, I'm walking by faith, all inspired in my fright. I ain't gotta have sight, ain't no peekaboo. If you out trying to sin, I can't link with you. If it ain't in his will, I relinquish too. God is all that I need, see, I'm living in deep, but it can't just be me, gotta free him too. Yeah. Ooh, wow, OMG, he did it again, told him come and see. Doing big things, now I got a big ring. See, a girl had plans, but my God exceeds. Ooh, wow, ain't too late, but it really that deep, gotta choose your fate. Go ahead and give a call, send a prayer, that's all. Say you wanna be free, and I'll see you in the gates. Yeah, big God, big God, I know right? Been bought, set free, off the ayy, Woody, I wouldn't try me, ayy, with the most high key, yeah. Copy y'all unlikely, yeah. Baby, I don't follow I lead, yeah. Feeling like a fresh white tee, ayy. Grace that shit on me, ayy. Money can't really buy me, ayy. Some of y'all press that tea, ayy. Feeling like a fresh white tee, ayy. Grace that shit on me, ayy. Money can't really buy me, ayy. Reckless, could it be me?
Yeah, everything changed. You free me up and I go, everything changed. When I gave you my soul, everything changed. Told me leave it all, everything changed. Everything changed. Everything changed for the better. Everything changed for the better, yeah. Everything changed for the better. Everything changed for the better, yeah. It's no surprise, yeah, you changed my mind. Keep my eyes focused to the prize, yeah. Show me the objective, I start searching and I plan it. That's discipled energy, you gave me faith and so I send it, yeah. Ice squad keeps me grounded, my flow keeps me rooted, I trust God in people, I think he's bigger than flaws. You mean I live in a dungeon, angry at me in the mansions. Characters over the limit, gotta stay out of detention. You are all I ever want and more. Show me peace from pieces on the floor. Breathing over those who just deploy. Speak to those who need to be restored, yeah. You sent your son, paid the cost. Opened your arms to the lost. I welcomed you and proclaimed, yeah, everything changed. You free me up and I go, everything changed. When I gave you my soul, everything changed. Told me leave it all, everything changed. Everything changed. Everything changed for the better. Everything changed for the better, yeah. Everything changed for the better. Everything changed for the better, yeah. Dreams in a lifespan, all of the chains can never add up. What's in your hands? Show me the reason I'm living life. What's God's plan? Meet up at Drake's and we can talk about the wise man. What's the precautions? Jesus is flawless. Give him the losses and he gon' toss it. 3-step drop, God, I won't drop it. Taking a chance on this beautiful calling. Faith is what I need when I don't know. Thought I'd always see, now I really don't. Someone tell Thomas, ice in the sea. Someone asked the blind man how he believed. I just wanna know your love in the way that it's meant to be. Feel your grace in the moments that I can breathe. Freedom is a way for us to be together. Loving my neighbor is a start for the better. You changed my heart, you changed my soul. My destination is yours to know. You like my walk, you write my talk. You keep me grounded, my mind is locked. Everything changed for the better. So everything changed for the better. So everything changed for the better. So everything changed for.
This is Molly the Iceberg. Tribe is on the move. You're now tuned in to Trackstarz. It's time for the entertainment report with Jeremiah.
Welcome, man. It's entertainment report time. Let's get it going. All right, man. Gemstones is returning. If you don't know who Gemstones is, he used to be Gemini. He used to be with Lupe Fiasco, First and 15th label, but he became a believer and got saved, and he signed with Exist Music back in the day, like 2012. Well, that's back in the day. Around his album, like early 2010s, and then he dropped Elephant in the Room, his classic debut. People love that album. Recently, he got on IG and stated that Elephant in the Room 2 will be dropping very soon. Man, so he also said he's going to be writing rhymes, and he's going to give away the book he wrote the rhymes in for Elephant in the Room 2 for a lucky fan to win. So follow him on IG if you're a big fan of Gemstones. If you don't know about Gemstones, go check out his music. Elephant in the Room, he has some mixtapes, some dope mixtapes as well. But he's a very good lyricist, man. He's one of the best. I think he's a quote unquote hidden gem in CHH that people don't know a lot about because I think his situation. So, but shout out to him, man. Chicago's very own Gemstones. All right. K-Drama is going to be honored at the Kingdom Choice Awards. Kingdom Choice Awards is excited to announce that the Christian hip hop veteran K-Drama will be the 2021 KCA honoree recipient. Marcus Hall, the CEO, said it's an honor and a privilege to honor such a sincere and humble brother such as K-Drama. He is truly one of the unsung heroes of CHH. K-Drama, if you don't know his story, is a Billboard charting artist who was once signed to the legendary Cross Movement Records. Not only is K-Drama a recording artist, he's also an amazing producer. He's produced tracks for Lecrae on his Dove Award and Stellar Award nominee album Rebel. He's also produced on Grammy-nominated album One Our World Redeemed by Flame. He's produced a lot of stuff too in our genre, man. And 2015 was crowned Rapzilla Beat Battle Champion and winning the 6th annual event. And then also, man, I don't think he gets enough credit. K-Drama doesn't get enough credit about. Remember Air Jordan, Sean?
Oh man,
that was like the first viral moment for CHH, and I'm talking about like everybody was doing their remix to Air Jordan. You had a show Baraka did Kobe Bryant on them.
Yep.
Somebody did a Ric Flair on them. Somebody like that was the moment when I was like, wow, Christian hip hop took because at that time, remember everybody was rapping over more mainstream beats and doing like kind of like freestyles, but everybody in our space was getting that beat from K-Drama and rapping over because the beat is fire. Like the beat is a dope beat. Air Jordan. If you ever want to hear that song, if you're new to the space, if you like, I don't go that far back, go check that song out. K-Drama, Air Jordan, and people were doing so many remakes to that song because it was a hot record and it was crazy. And then I remember I think Derek Minor put him on stage at Flavor Fest. So man, yeah, shout out to K-Drama. Well deserved, sir. Well deserved. All right. DMX may have a gospel album in the works. According to the sources close to DMX camp, the Rough Rider legend completed a gospel album during the Redemption of the Beast era that has yet to see the light of day. The project is supposedly being shopped around to labels right now. DMX has routinely injected his strong faith in his lyrics, so it comes no surprise he was armed with an entire project dedicated to the Lord, man. So what do y'all guys think, man? What do you think should like? What do you think that the album sounds like? What are y'all thoughts?
You kind of just brought DMX back alive with the.
Yeah, you said he had something in the works.
Yeah, it's just like, wait a minute, what? And
No,
then
before
you
he
also-
passed, the Redemption of the Beast era was like an album that came out in the 2010s, I think, or late 2000, early 2010s. So he's been having that. But I was thinking this is what I was thinking. I think whoever is running that project needs to have somebody from our culture to put features on there. I don't want to hear Jadakiss
I wouldn't want you to put me on a song with a dead person. That just seems weird.
No, that's an honor, man.
Yeah, but I would say this. This is what I would think.
When they did it for Big and like whenever they do those posthumous albums and you could get, that's an honor to be on.
Yeah,
that.
I think people like Reconcile should be on that project. Like street dudes that love God should
video?
be on that album.
Like, no, we ain't doing no video.
They've done videos too.
I know. I'm just saying, like, it's weird to me.
Really?
It's just me personally.
God. All right, man. One last story. One of the big stories this week. Indie Tribe Festival. Indie Tribe has just announced the Holy Smoke 2021 Festival. Also presented by Invite Only. The festival will be taking place in Atlanta, Georgia, July 30th and the 31st. Aside from No Big Deal, Mowgli the Iceberg, John Keefe, and DJ Michael V, there will be also 10 other artists as well. They're saying all these artists they're bringing is independent artists, indie artists. So if you want to purchase your ticket, go to indietribe.us. You know what I'm saying? We got to go to that, bro. We got to. Y'all gonna try to go? We got to go.
Definitely.
We can't. This guy can't be in Atlanta and we not be at that.
Definitely.
All right, man. Comment section this week. Man. Doggy Dog EP. Not Clyde. Mastery 7 EP. Mike T's Heat. Very good project. All those are good projects. Derek Minor, clean single. C Straight, crazy single. Low Soul Till I'm Home single. Mitch Durrell, Autopsy single. Drika Will, God Fear single. The Rich One, Bag single. Toya For Real, single. And International Show, Tap In single. Ryan, you got anything?
No, sir. Don't.
Okay. All right, y'all. So let's do this. Let's get back into it. You in the field with the track stars, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
You are listening to the Track Stars with Sean Tanner, Ryan Righteous, and DJ Jeremiah.
Right now, you're in the field with the Track Stars.
Track stars.
Track Stars. Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah.
Right now, you're listening to the Track Stars.
You know what time it is.
Hey yo, what's good? It's your boy Name Gate, you Trackstarz music artist, and you are in the field with the family Trackstarz Radio.
Trackstarz Radio.
We got it in the field. Trackstarz. Get it, got it, good.
Ain't no podcast beef. We got respect for y'all.
Yeah.
But respect the grind, baby. Respect the grind. I gotta go get the flex bombs today. Respect the grind.
What's going on, family? Hey, look, if you're an artist out there, I know how hard it can be. I'm an artist as well. And whenever you release a song you think is dope, you're like, man, this is gonna be the one. You have to go through the process of marketing. That's the hard part. That's when it really, really, really gets serious, right? Because even if you got a dope song and nobody knows about it, it's gonna be a flop. So if you know the process, that means you got to go to each website, follow their submission rules, email them, do whatever they need you to do one at a time. These outlets do not like to be spammed. They do not like to be put on DCC lists, email spam lists. But Never fear, we have come up with a way to solve this problem. We created something called the Single Maximizer. Single Maximizer allows you to fill in the details for your song one time, and we customize it for each outlet and send it out to all of them for you. Not in a mass email, not as spam, individual emails customized exactly what they asked for in their music submission guidelines. It's an amazing tool. We use it for ourselves and our own music, and we're trying to share it with you guys. So go to trackstarz.com/single maximizer. Take advantage of it right now. It's an amazing tool. Check it out. Let us know your success stories. Tell us what works. Trackstarz.com. Go check it out right now.
Young and born in Alabama, yeah. You can hear it in my grammar. The way I view things is so panoramic. I got all the drip, cause the swag is oceanic, yeah, yeah. My life's a cinematic. I was raised to be a gentleman. I respect the women. Some people's idol is a Benjamin, and I just think it's silly. Self-worth is so vital. We don't have to fall victim to young and born in Alabama, yeah. You can hear it in my grammar. The way I view things is so panoramic. I got all the drip, cause the swag is oceanic, yeah, yeah. My life's a cinematic. I was raised to be a gentleman. I respect the women. Some people's idol is a Benjamin, and I just think it's silly. Self-worth is so vital. We don't have to fall victim to cycles. Better believe I reach my goals, that's no cap, ayy. Hercules on the track, that's a fact, yeah. It's a breeze, I do this with ease, not to brag. Never would've made it without God. Marvin Sapp, I can feel the dope vibes are rising. Another day to live on the horizon. As long as I have a few more breaths to take, I got something important to say. I'm just reppin' for the Southside. Southside. We can groove to any beat. Yeah, rhythm is all we need. I was taught to never downsize. Downside. When it comes to my call and go hard till I'm in the coffin, I'm reppin' for the Southside. Southside. I'm just reppin' for the Southside. Southside. I'm just reppin' for the Southside. Southside. I'm just reppin' for the Southside. Southside. Yeah. This is really me. Ay, there is no mistaking my identity. Brown boy living 6 hours south of Tennessee, yeah, south of Tennessee. Raised on pork chops and collard greens, all the memories. I remember when I was younger that I had a dream. I put my city on the map, making history. Known as the man who loves God and his family. Loving my fine wife cause she's sweeter than the tangerine. Ooh, better believe I reach my goals, that's no cap, ay. Hercules on the track, that's a fact, ay. It's a breeze, I do this with ease, not to brag. Never would've made it without God. Marvin Sapp, I'm being known as the desperado. Anywhere between London and Colorado. Southern hospitality is a part of my DNA. When I'm in your area, I would just like to say, I'm just reppin' for the Southside. Southside. We can go to any beat. Yeah, rhythm is all we need. I was taught to never downsize.
Yeah. Hey, I grew up by the bando, huh? He put it straight like a banjo, huh? I show my face, no mask on, huh? Wife red on me, she bad though, huh? I'm Michael Jackson, I'm bad though, huh? They wanna come out the bed though, huh? Don't even know why they mad for, huh? You better use your manners, huh? Back to attacking the beat. I gotta follow the lead. I do not eat off the tree. I see it's now the scene. They want me back at the bando, huh? I go to war like it's Rambo, huh? They wanna come out the bed though, huh? I gotta load up the ammo. Hey.
It's your girl Angie Rose, and you're in the field with the Trackstarz.
All right, we are back. All right, go ahead, Ryan. Hey, take him all the way out the playlist, Jeremiah. Take him out there.
I got to do some
all
spring
things,
cleaning
make
anyway.
sure you go to all things Trackstarz. Make sure you go to Trackstarz with a Z.com. Follow us on Instagram, like the Facebook page, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Yes, do that. Please.
Okay, so like I said, I want to talk to my guys today. And Ryan brought this topic up to me this week. One thing we've noticed is since we've gotten married, with kids and all this kind of stuff, talking to God has been a little bit different. Explain to me what you said, Ryan. I think people really appreciated when we got really honest last week, Jeremiah.
Okay.
I got a lot of good feedback from that show. People saying, when we're talking about depression, that it was helpful. So I think we should be honest more often. You know what I mean? So what are you dealing with right now, Ryan? Tell the people.
So I was kind of telling you that I'm reading the Bible in a year with some friends, right? And I know that sometimes I'll look up and I'll see that like 5, 6, 7 days have gone by. And it's not that I haven't talked to God. It's not that I haven't looked at the verse of the day or something like that. It's just I have not had time to like sit down and do devotion. And I honestly would say that it's because, I got a newborn at home right now. That's one thing. But I honestly say, too, is that, in the new style of getting the word and podcast and stuff like that, I feel like it's one of those things you kind of do when you're passing time. Like you're driving a car, you're listening to a podcast, or you're listening to your Bible app, you still got your eyes on the road, you still, looking around to see if anybody's coming and, all these different things. And so it's kind of like you just kind of fill the space. It's not real devotion to me. And I just was saying that I remember when I used to have a prayer group that met every Wednesday at 5 a.m. at our church to pray. I used to be a part of the youth ministry group at my church. I used to get up on Sunday mornings, and I had like perfect attendance at church. Sunday mornings I was there. Thursday night I was there, serving in ministry, volunteering. And I know that things change when you become a husband, and even more when you become a father. And I think we were talking to Sean. You were talking about scripture that talks about honoring your singleness and being able to remember, spend that time with God. And I was just saying that I don't have any regrets with that. I spent a lot of time with God when I was single. But it also changed too when I lost my dad. When I lost my dad, it was hard for me to understand that was God's will, because there were so many factors that played into, if my dad hadn't met this person, if my dad had got away from this person a little sooner, he might still be with us. And so for me, that was like really hard to understand. And it was the first time in my life things had not gone my way. Like that was the first time a prayer wasn't answered. And as I look back on it now, the prayer was answered, because my dad was suffering, y'all. Like my dad had to learn how to walk again. He had to learn how to tell the difference between colors. And I remember walking in his hospital room one day, and basketball was on TV, and he was like, "What is that? What are they doing?" And I'm like, man, like he wouldn't have wanted to live that way. And so I thank God that he's no longer suffering. But at the same time, that just rocked me so hard, and it was 30 days before my first child was born. And now I have my first son. And my dad didn't get to experience him, So to me right now, I'm just kind of going through this place where I'm trying to stay as close to God as I can. I'm trying to remember the things that bring me closer to him. Definitely my wife and my kids bring me closer to God. As I try to teach them about God, as I try to, show examples, it reminds me that things have just changed, and I have to accept that. So, from time to time, I do like to, reminisce on those days when I was, going so hard. And even on Sunday morning now, like I looked at my wife last week and I said, man, we need to go back to church. We just need to try, and last week my son didn't sleep through the night. So we had a real crazy night. So we didn't go that following morning. But for me, it was like, as the kids are here and we're watching sermons on television, we have to get up and get some juice, or they want some crackers, or they want, they come in running around, or somebody hit me, and you got to stop. And so by the time I look up, I just missed the whole purpose of the sermon. I can hear it, but I'm missing sitting there and being focused on it. So that's what I talked about. I just want people who are single right now to value their singleness, value it. I mean, and if you're married, value your marriage and everything. But that time with God is very important and very, very valuable for us.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeremiah. I want to hear what you think.
No, I was about to ask us a question, and just thinking about it, like drifting away from God, but just thinking about our fathers, like anybody on here has father regret, like anything that you regret not doing with your dad going towards the end of his life. Because I mean, just as you was talking about it, Ryan, I just thought about, like, we all lost our fathers. Like all three of us are like without our fathers. Do any of y'all have that? Like, because I know I do, to be honest, like have fathers regret about something.
I think Ryan, out of all of us, had the best time with his dad.
Yeah.
So I think it probably hits him different. My relationship with my dad got better towards the end. And before I found out he was sick, which is what I'm grateful for. Like, my entire life, I had been really kind of trying to figure out how to do something big for God, And in a lot of ways, I felt like my dad's life was smaller than what I wanted. Having a wife, kids, I felt like it was almost like a failure to live that life. And you're not on fire. I mean, he was an evangelist. He did stuff in the church. He was always at church. But I felt like I was supposed to be doing something bigger for God. And just settling down and just living a normal life felt like a loss.
Yeah.
And now that I'm older, I see that the other way around. Like, the life he lived, taking care of us and my brother and sister, the example he set had much bigger impact in the world than I could have imagined, right? Raising children after God's heart is one of the best things you can do on this planet if you're given the opportunity. So it's not a failure to not be like, some mega preacher or some mega Christian superstar. In a lot of ways, some of those people are failures, So God really reframed it, because me and my dad had a lot of battles because I wanted to do something big. I wanted to do all these things. And he was like, I want you to go to college. I want you to get a job. I want you to have a wife and a kid. He wanted me to have the standard life. And I was always bucking against that. And later, maybe about 10 years ago, he finally saw what God was trying to do in me through Trackstarz and everything we were doing. And something changed in him. I remember the day he came to my album release and he had on the Trackstarz shirt. And it was just like, oh my gosh, like my dad really, he believes in me now, like, he sees why I care about this so much now. Cause he like Christian rap, what is that? And he wasn't wrong, but, I think he realized that this was my love for God showing, and it wasn't exactly like his, but it was just as valid. So we got closer towards the end. So I don't regret, anything like that. I wish that would have started sooner. But definitely when I found out he was sick before he died, that was the best part of like our relationship, I would say. It was there was no more like walls or anything after that. So I do think with like Ryan, it did affect my faith. It's harder to pray when you feel like one of the biggest prayers you ever had didn't work. It's really hard to pray. It feels almost like, well, God, if that was a no, why would I ever expect a yes? Why don't I just have the kind of faith that says, whatever you want? That's kind of what my prayers kind of turned into. Whatever you want to do, which is not bad. It's true. You should feel that way. But I stopped asking for big things for a while, So that's kind of where I've been.
What hurt me the most was people telling me that my dad was coming home from this hospital bed. Like, don't say God told you that my dad was coming home if God didn't tell you my dad was coming home. You know, it was the night before he passed. Somebody called me up and was like, your daddy is getting up and he's coming back out of that bed. You just wait and see what God does. And I'm like, hospice just called me and told me, you know, 24, 48 hours at max, you know, and this person calls me and I start going home praying for a miracle and my dad is dead 8 hours later, you know? So for me, it was Christians that upset me the most when my dad was sick. It was Christians, because they want to say things to comfort you, and that's not what you need to hear. You need to hear, keep your faith. You need to hear, let God's will be done. You need to hear, whatever happens, trust God. You don't need to hear people telling you false stories about what they heard in their prayer closet. They obviously didn't hear that. And so, you know, that's kind of why I feel bad for a lot of people who are close to me who, you know, made that Trump prophecy about him getting back in office. It's like, I feel bad because their walk is hurting right now. You know, I feel really bad about that. I know somebody really close to me that is experiencing that. They're like, God, how could God tell me that Trump was going to get back in office and Trump didn't get back in office? And so you have to just be careful about those different things, because I think one of the things that we can do to hurt people the most is the church hurt. The church hurt is us getting in our own way, us playing God, us being able to try to, you know, move things toward the needle that we want to see it done. And another thing that really hurt me with my dad passing was I felt like I didn't do enough. I felt like, well, I didn't turn down my plate and fast for him. You know, why didn't I do that? And if I had done that, would I have gotten God's attention? Would I have gotten the, you know, just those different things? So Jeremiah, there is some regret there. Not so much with me and my dad's relationship, but just the way that I took for granted my dad. I took him for granted, man. Like, I really did. I mean, I know all the great things that he did for me and all the great things that he said to me, but to me, it felt like I could have spent much more time learning from him. I just was talking to my mom the other day, and my mom was like, I was talking with one of your dad's cousins, and she was just kind of telling me that your dad really grew up in the projects. Like, he really had it rough. And my dad never talked to me about that. He took me to Washington, D.C., and he passed by a place where the projects had been torn down. And he said, you know, there were some projects here. I used to live here. And I saw some places, and I was like, ooh, this looks a little dangerous. But to be where I am right now, to be where he brought me, like, we were a middle-class family. We lived in a nice home with a basement and had our own bedrooms and lived in a neighborhood where we could stay out with the street lights on, you know, on or off. And then I turn around and I go out and I do something for my wife and my kids to bring them up in a nice, safe neighborhood, what I think is nice and safe. And it's just like the cycle just kind of got better and better. And my dad, I remember him coming over to my house just about a week before his accident. And he said, man, I'm so proud of you. You got this beautiful home. You married a beautiful wife and you're about to have a baby. The last thing my dad said to me when he was coherent was that. He was like, I'm so proud of you. He called me. He said, I just want to hear your voice and tell you that I love you. I'm so proud of you. He said, you know, you got this beautiful home and this beautiful wife and y'all are about to have a kid. He's like, you're doing everything I wanted to see you do. You're raising a family. You're starting off your life. And that was the last thing he said to me, coherent. And I live with God every day saying, thank you for that being the last thing he said to me. We weren't yelling at each other. We weren't arguing. We weren't having differences of opinion. It was, he was proud. And I, for a long time, thought I was not making my dad proud. So.
Yeah, man. I would say, like, I think the only regret I have was not speaking to my father going towards the end of his life. Literally, like, I remember this, and it's always haunt me, like, dealing with my father. I remember the day before he died, I called up there and they say, I asked for his room and they say, so do you want to speak to your father? Like, yeah. I was like, nah, he's good. I just want to make sure he's all right. And they was like, okay, that's fine. All right. Thank you. Yeah, he's in his room. And then the next day he passed. And that's something I got to live with. Like, I literally have to live with that because I decided not to, because honestly, you know what I mean? Like, I think I look at everybody that I'm friends with, my wife, you know what I mean? Like, I could be a better family member, like, honestly. And she tells me that all the time. Like, you could be a better family member. Like, I could be a better family member to my mom, my sisters, and everything like that. And it's something in me that kind of like put a wall with me and my family, not like on purpose, but just it's something about where
Protect
I'm
yourself.
like standoffish.
Yeah.
Like standoffish. And it's not like I don't like them, because I love my sisters and I love my brothers. I love my mother, but it's just something where it's just like, I feel like I feel like a little kid. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I'm not a grown man around them sometimes. They treat me like that's my little brother, or that's my for my mother, I'm her youngest child. So it's like I feel that way, right? So sometimes I feel that way with my family. And then like going back to my father was like, it's some stuff I learned from my father, and it's some stuff that I'm like, okay, that's great. And then some stuff I'm like, I do not want to do that. You know what I mean? So my father was a hardworking man. He was a truck driver. He worked hard. He made sure that like him and my mom, we didn't live together often, but he made sure that if she called and I needed something, he provided. But at the same time, it was a lot of stuff that the way his life ended, that as I look back, I'm like, man, you could still be alive if you didn't make these bad decisions. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, and the reason why I asked that question is because sometimes I've heard people say that sometimes your physical father relationship, it could be an idea of your relationship with God. So when you said what you just said earlier about missing days, like I'm on a Bible app, me and Maya's on a Bible app, and some days I just miss, like I'm missing days, and not like on purpose, but just like life is starting to happen. So you wake up, you work out, we work out together, then I'm like, okay, I gotta go get dressed, go to work, and then you know what I'm saying. But you just gotta trying to figure out how to make time for stuff, you know what I mean? Or like prayer, like you saying, Sean, like when you pray and it's like, man, like this correlation, you know what I mean? It doesn't just feel right, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, I feel like sometimes it's just like, God, like, where are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it's like, like even doing what we do, sometimes I get frustrated like that because I feel like, God, we've been faithful in this thing. Why hasn't this gone the way we've wanted to go? You know what I'm saying? Or like we do stuff or whatever. And it's just like, it just feels frustrating at times. And to be real, it's just like, God, I love you, but like, why? It's almost like I always say Joseph's story, like, because Joseph's story is so real. It's like, you're called to be something great, or you're called to do something more, like something that would change people's lives. But it just seems like that process just takes you slower and slower and slower and slower until finally, out of the blue, like, oh yeah, I remember this kid. He was giving my dreams. Let's grab that kid. I remember, what's his name? Oh, Joseph. And then overnight his life changed. But it just feels that way sometimes, and it feels hard. Like it really does. Sometimes, even as a man, sometimes I'm like, yo, this weight feels hard.
You know, honestly. Jeremiah, I didn't appreciate enough at the time that you lost your dad. You know, way before Ryan too, right?
Yeah.
So you were the first one of us to deal with that, and then each of us eventually had to deal with the same thing. Yeah. And I didn't at the time really just even comprehend what that might have been like for you, and you dealt with that. And I know you and Maya dealt with that around the same time, so you had her. But yeah, man, I'm sorry that I didn't even really get it, man, until I had to face it.
No, it's one of those things where it's just like you knew, like I knew kind of like what Ryan was saying, like you knew like this wasn't going to turn out like you. Like it's coming towards the end. Like you see this is coming towards the end. You want the best. You're praying. You asking the Lord. You know what I mean? And then honestly, at that time, I was going through a lot at that time. Like I was like out of a job. I was doing this. I was like, yo, what is going on with my life? What is going to happen? Like, you know what I'm saying? I was going through a lot. So at that time, it was another whirlwind that was just part of the tornadoes that I felt in my life. And I was just like, well, God, I pray for my dad, and you took him. So, and then like going towards the end of his life, he was in a lot of pain too. He was dealing with a lot of like sickness. So it was just like maybe it's just better for him to not be in this earth no more. And not saying that in a raw way, but just in a way of, if you see somebody in pain, or you see somebody just like, man, this is just constantly. And then also I felt like he going towards the end of his life, he felt kind of lonely, like what I mean, like I have other sisters that was up north, but they was kind of like, they was going through some stuff, and it was just like every time I went to see him, he was just like, he was happy, my brothers and stuff like that. So it was just a lot he was going through going towards the end of his life that was just like, man, you know what I mean? So that's why another part, I feel that regret because it's like I could have talked to him. Like I could have literally talked to my father, but I chose not to because I was like, oh, he's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes you think somebody has you got other extra time, but you really don't.
I don't know. I don't know, Ryan, were you around when your dad passed? Or did you have to kind of go back and find out?
I saw him that night. I was driving home, and then 3:00 that morning, they called us and told us he had transitioned. But
So-
I will say this. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'll say you and I had a conversation the day of my dad's accident. Well, I'll go back and tell that, but you're getting to a point, so go ahead.
Yeah, I was just the way it happened for us is we were at the hospital. They said, it's not looking good, whatever. We went home, and then they called us back. They didn't tell us why. So we're going to his room not knowing, and we turn the corner, and he's just there. And I don't know. I think what tipped us off, they had a sign that says, please be quiet or whatever, blah, blah. It was like, what does that mean? But losing your dad, man, there's I can't explain what it's like, but something about that, it just almost like marked for me in my mind, like even when I pray, I can't see my life past his age now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like your dad almost kind of goes before you, and you kind of watch how he dealt with different parts of his life. And I remember, when he was in his mid 30s, I remember when he was in his 40s. I remember now I can't see past 66 for my own life. So I don't even expect to make it myself past his age now. And there's something about that like when I talk to God, I'm like, I don't know what to do after that. You see what I'm saying? Like that, Jesus didn't live past 33. My dad didn't live past 66. How do I know what to do past that? I have no roadmap anymore. You know what I mean? So it's a hard thing to deal with, man.
I deal with that on a deep level because my grandfather my grandfather died of a brain injury. My dad's youngest brother died of a brain injury, and my dad died of a brain injury. And I keep thinking, what's my brain injury gonna be?
Exactly.
And
what
I do a lot of work around the house, and every time I get on a ladder, I'm like, is this gonna be how my kids find me?
Yeah.
And the biggest fear for me is I never thought I qualified with God for a wife or kids, right? And now that I have them, and I look around and I see, what my life has become, I keep thinking, man, this is just 4 people plus a wife that's going to hurt when something happens to me. This is more like when my kids cry, I always get a twinge in my mind like, oh my God, I hope that this isn't how I hope if I go, this is not what they feel when, like my daughters will cry, daddy, 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 I just want my daddy. And I'm thinking to myself, what if my wife is trying to sit there and console them and say to them, daddy's not coming home, And I'm a little paranoid. I'll be honest with you. I've gone through great lengths to make sure that my kids have something. If something were to happen to me tomorrow, if something happens to me tomorrow, my wife has something because legacy is so big for me. Leaving something behind, making sure that they don't have a want, making sure that I've done everything I can while they're here to protect them is key for me. And it's like, this is the biggest problem that I have is that me and Sean had a conversation. We were on the phone the day my dad's accident happened, and we were both saying to each other, like, life is good right now. I got a child on the way. I just got this nice new home. My wife is happy. Our marriage is good. My parents are straight. Like, this is great. And then I get a call 2 hours later that my dad is missing. And then when they find him with his brain, his head bashed in. Like, who bashed my dad's head in? I still want to know who bashed his head in. And so for me, it's like, I get that feeling like everything is good. I talk to my mom every day, and I'm like, God, I just don't want there to be a day when we can't talk. And I let that consume me as to how I end my day and how I start my morning. Like, I don't want to have a day where we get a phone call that something happened to my wife's family, my wife's parents. I just don't want to deal with that. And I know that I have to, but every day I talk to God, it's like, God, don't let today be that day.
So
and it makes it feel like I'm not faithful, that God is going to see me through. My mom could be 98. My mom could be 112 when something happens. And I hate the fact that I live that way.
So both of you guys are on my prayer wall, and this is good for me to hear. You know, there's a bunch of other people listening too, but it's good for me to hear because like when I pray for you guys, like that's what we all need is the peace of mind to know we've been faithful. Like what Jeremiah was talking about. I feel the same way. It's like, man, you see other people who get rewarded when it's like, well, they're not, you know what I mean? You get that feeling like, how come we've been doing this the right way and other people are like, how's that fair? You know? And, but the faithfulness is not for your success, it's for his glory. So when we tell stories like this, people listening that are also trying to be faithful know that they're not alone. And that the benefit of that is that their life can be a blessing to other people. So even if the level of success you imagine in your head doesn't come, your faithfulness, when other people see it, it lets them know that it's possible to be faithful to God. In this world, it seems impossible to be faithful to God. It feels impossible to be a virgin when you're married. It feels impossible to be faithful to your wife. It feels impossible to, you know, not take the role where you're butt naked in the movie. You know what I mean? It feels impossible. But when you watch somebody that's been doing it for 15 years and they're still sticking to their principles and God, that's like I said about my dad, where I thought, you know, the big life was what you needed. No, his quiet, committed life. There was only, you guys were at the funeral. There was only maybe 50 people in the room, but his life mattered more to me and to a lot of people than the person with 1,000 people at the funeral. Because he had a bigger impact on this world for the kingdom than that 1,000-person funeral did, right? So, so even if it's quiet around you and it doesn't look like anything's happening, stay faithful to God, stay committed, stay consistent, and don't give up, because it may not look the way it's supposed to look now or you think it's supposed to look like, but he's using you for something bigger than you can imagine. And the reward may not come here. That's the hardest thing to realize, is that the reward may come for your kids. It may come in heaven. It may come wherever it is, but finish your life strong. Don't get weary when you are age and you're like, man, this ain't working. Like keep fighting.
And I think one of the things is like coming to a conclusion that you may be Moses. Like you may be a Moses in your situation. And what that means is like, you may not see the promised land. You may just help people get to the promised land. So if our show help another show get to their promised land where they on national FM and whatever, and they say, hey man, I used to just watch these guys, Wado, Crew, and Trackstarz. And it's like, wow, we're part of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, and then another thing too, we're helping a genre that's like a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, so now it's to a point where it's like we may not. And I think we as people and as men, we have to be okay. Like, God, if we are the Moses in this situation, we got to be okay with that. You know what I mean? We walked around the desert with these people, and you know what I'm saying? And we were okay with that. It sucks because Moses wanted to go to the promised land. He wasn't like, I want to hand it off to somebody else to get there. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm serious. Like if you read it, he's like, I want to go to the promised land too. But at the same time, sometimes God is like, okay, I used you for where you need to go. These people,
they couldn't have gotten there without you.
And we just got to be okay with that. And that's a hard pill to swallow, honestly. That just being real. Because I mean, I think I can speak for all three of us. We don't want to get up on Monday morning and go to XYZ job. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, bro, I'm tired of this. You know what I mean? And it's just like, we're so gifted. I think that's another thing too, is like, we are gifted guys. Like I could tell people about everything Ryan does, what Sean does, and people are like, yo, y'all, this is gonna work for y'all. And it's like, yeah, it is, but we just don't know when. Like, we don't know when God is just gonna say, okay, this is the time for you guys to do that. And if he doesn't, then we just, like I said, we have to be okay with that. And like I said, it's a hard pill to swallow, but at the same time, God is gracious enough that we were faithful to what he gave us. And we helping break artists. Like, I just thought about it recently. I was like, man, a lot of people popping right now in Christian hip hop, media wise, and even behind the scenes, we got a hand on that. And not on a brag thing, but just like, I can name a few people that, yo, they were part of our, like we helped them in their journey. Like literally, we could say that. I mean, regardless of how they feel about us or whatever, but it's like we help, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just to see your DNA and seeing like how you help people along the way is just amazing, man.
Yeah, with the right situation, we could do a lot more in this space. We just need the time. I mean, give me 18 hours to dedicate to this in a day.
Speaking of that, I will say this. Last week, again, we were real vulnerable last week, and I told y'all that we need a video editor. That's something I've been praying for. Literally, it's written on our prayer wall right now for the last 7 years. I've been doing all these videos by myself, and we got a response.
Dope.
So I'm going to make it a habit of being transparent with you guys on what we need and what we're hoping for and praying for. So even if you can't personally help, you may know somebody, or you may, add it to your prayer wall for us. So right now, we've had a lot of investors interested in investing in what we're doing, and Nectar and Trackstarz. We need help with that. We need investors to step up and really believe in us and put the money down. We need to get ourselves to a place where we're structured better. We need salespeople who can push what we offer. Our three main things we're pushing right now is Nectar, Single Maximizer, and the Universe. We need people who are willing to call people, get on the phone, push, become affiliates. The affiliate links are in here. We have awesome mentors that have been helping us, but we need more, So like, those are the things that we pray about when we're talking during the week. That's what we need. We all work full-time jobs. Almost everybody on our team works full-time jobs, and we have so many awesome volunteers that dedicate their time. They come on our calls on Thursday nights. They volunteer their time throughout the week, writing articles, social media posts, and all that. We believe that we can become Sony, Universal. That's the vision I believe God gave me for this. So I'm not gonna quit on that journey. We're at the very, very beginning stages of that. But I believe, like Jeremiah says, we have the gifting to do it. So we just need the support. We need somebody to say, I believe you. I believe in you. I know God told you the real thing. I see where you need help, and I'm going to give you the finances to get it. Because honestly, it's really hard to work a full-time job and do this. We do this almost as much as we do our full-time job throughout the week. It's a lot. It takes a lot. So I believe we're going to get there. Keep praying for us. Talk to people, refer people, whatever you need to do. But that's honestly what we are praying for. So if you could join us in that, that'll be helpful.
And I just want to leave everybody with just one piece of advice. I missed out on spending years and years and years of accumulated time with my dad because I didn't like his new wife, and his new wife didn't like me. And she had enough force to keep me away. And I just want you to know that if you're out there and you have that type of situation, or you haven't spoken to your parents in a certain number of time, give them a call, go see them, spend some time with them. Don't let someone else's dislike or your dislike for someone keep you from the people that you love, because the time is short. You can get the phone call tomorrow and it's all over. And that's one of the regrets, is that I missed out on years and years of sitting at my father, sitting at his kitchen table, having conversations with him, worried, looking at the watch, like, is she coming home before I leave, and all that kind of stuff. So, I pray for you guys on that situation. Don't let that be what you regret, when you say goodbye.
All right, so Jeremiah's been teasing this. We're going to end on a big, big, big note. This is a big lifeline. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
You're in the field with the Trackstarz, running with the Trackstarz. Tracking with the Trackstarz, in the Trackstarz Universe. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Stay on track with us.
I've been stuck inside my element. I've been teaching myself just how to be relevant. people telling me it's elementary. I got this music in my mental. If I don't do this right, it might just be my doom. And I've been getting sentimental. It's time that we address the thing that's in the room. Sounds moving round my head. I'm bound by the daydreams. Nightmares I in my bed. My pen is what saves me. Yeah, my life too real, so I'm backstreet ballin', smiling wide while my back wheel's stalling. Life's a ride in the detour, crazy. Love you, hate you, miss you. Wish you were here to experience all that I'm dealing with. I've been okay. My dad got my hands and he's guiding my way. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay now. It was nighttime, see the light of day now. I feel the rays now, feel the beams lighting up my face now. And if you ever felt like wasn't in my right mind, I've been getting better and I feel like me. And if you think you alright, listen to what I write. I've been getting better, my bag is in me. Sounds moving round my head, I'm bound by the daydreams. Nightmares I in my bed, my pen is what saves me. Yeah, my life too real, so I'm backstreet ballin', smiling wide while my back wheel's stalling. Life's a ride in the detour, crazy. Love you, hate you, miss you. Wish you were here to experience all that I'm dealing with. I've been okay. My dad got my hands and he's guiding my way. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm not finished. My work ain't done. I'm unfinished. Life like a movie, no cinema. Wine with my dogs at the beach for the summer. I'm still not gone, but I know God's shaping. Still go ham on my ADHD. Flip sides on them like I might go wavy. Dropped so much since the mixtape. Making this great, I'm still a lumberjack. Please talk my number back. I'm not gonna wait, but my dad's got my back. So I guess either way, I'm okay.
Y'all know what time it is. Ryan Righteous, DJ Jeremiah, Sean Tanner. Time it is. Y'all know what time it is. It's the field boys. You in the field, boy. It's the field boys. You in the field, boy. You tuned in and locked. Trackstarz. We beating on your block. Trackstarz, yeah. I'm repping the most high king like mama, I made it. Trackstarz bringing the real, you love it or hate it. Line for line with the kingdom, the second to fade it.
What's happening? What's happening? This your man Brinson, God Chasers Entertainment. Buckle your seatbelts for line. Vote Christian though. Yeah.
All right, back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. What's good?
All right. Make sure you go check out nectardistro.com. It's been some great things happening with Nectar right now. We got some great opportunities coming in the future. Listen, you want to be a part of something great. You want to share. And you know what? The funny thing about it is I've been trying to hire somebody to do some work at my house. And yesterday I had a conversation with a guy who I think I'm going to hire. And I just trusted what he said because he was his own man. He was a small shop. And so for me, it felt like I had all of his attention. I had all of his time. That's what you get when you come to Nectar. You have opportunity to have your questions answered, get real-time feedback, and opportunity to really be a part of something special that's going to grow into something that God is really going to bless and be monumental. So make sure that if you're an artist out there, you want to distribute your music to a network of people, over 200 plus digital outlets, Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, you name it, you have an opportunity with Nectar. All right, so go to nectardistro.com, sign up today.
That was good, man.
Thank you, man. It comes off different when it's from the heart. It comes off different when you say it from the heart, David.
That's funny. All right, man. It's line for line time, man. It's a good one, man. I think people it's gonna like it. It's gonna like it's kind of a vibey day, like a vibey day. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, of course, not the Migos though. It's not the Migos. Lil Baby and Lil Durk dropped the project last week that got like, I mean, people are saying Lil Baby is the man right now, bro. Like I didn't know. I thought it was the Baby, but they saying Lil Baby. And him and Lil Durk dropped one of the hottest records out last week. And
I need the two of them to change their names though. That's just too much.
Lil Baby and Lil Durk, right?
Yeah, Lil Baby. Come on now. Go get a strong name like Savage.
Ben Savage. Okay. But they killing it right now, man. Lil Baby, like I said, Lil Baby got a record with Kirk that's fire too. It's good. With Just Blaze. So, but Lil Baby and Lil Durk is going against Parris, Chariz, and Jarry Manna. We're gonna get that going right now.
Oh, wow.
So let's get it popping, man. The views and opinion of the Trackstarz and the Trackstarz Universe are not the views of the not the views of the opinions of the artists, the label producers, and others. If you feel offended by this, please stop now. If you're a person who listens to Christian artists and your cup of tea, we understand. We got noteworthies. You can go check out topics, interviews, and other stuff that we do on our channels. Actually, now we got I gotta add that to it now. What else do we have? We do I had a name for it. I'm sorry. We are not copying any of the battle formats. We've been doing this since the 2000. Parris, Chariz, and Jarry Manna is not the Christian version of anybody. It's just a bit. All right. So here we go. We're gonna start this thing off. We're gonna start it off with Lil Baby first. It's called Still Running. Here we go.
Anything close to a dub and a young and a walk for 100, you down to get caught. Long as I send them the items, consider it bought. I call the shots on the boss, I'm riding with a semi. Two of them, I can't die in my city. Do it, shoot, it ain't gotta be pretty. Catch them out and we handle the business. I ain't getting in no business. 30 million, my mind in the trenches still. Good, make a not turn around. They got Brody on camera, he coming home. Run it up from a scale to a microphone. Treat you all like a motherfucking Nike store. And you know he ain't there, why you hype him up? Anytime we have smokers, just pipe me up. Never know the outcome till you try your luck. Get whatever you want when I'm trying to. Let me tell you nobody.
All right, that was Still Running by Lil Baby. This is Parris, Chariz, Waves Crashing. Here we go.
Call P for the water so they hit waves me. I'm lifting weights in the yay so the fit crazy. Wave crashing, kick with slick in a straight jacket. Same fabrics, why I sell, you stay lacking. I slay dragons, never wanted the same fashion. I could really make $1 off straight jacket. I could really make a parliament, you all absent. God changed me, I'm my dog, no I'm not capping. We are not in a debate, they want this on tape. Had to go back to the braids, couldn't do the cake. On my brother's 45, we it's not flagging. It's still a game, let it sing, do it with a passion. If it's the butter, oh my God, I'ma make it.
All right, that was Parris, Chariz, and Jarry Manna with Waves Crashing versus Lil Baby and Lil Durk Still Running. Who you got?
I'm gonna go song number 1 on there. Jeremiah, I think you missed a word on that first.
I did.
First matchup, yeah.
I'm slipping again. Even the clean, I'm buying the clean version of these songs, so that's what I'm like. And then I'm reading the lyrics at the same time as I'm editing them, so I don't know what song. So I'm sorry.
It was right before the word Nike.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you went with Lil Baby and Lil Durk. Okay, cool. Sean?
I like the vibe on that one.
Those are so close to me. I'm gonna toss it right off the top.
Jesus,
Ooh,
Sean.
I'm tossing it.
Ooh.
Wow. I'm going with Parris and Jarry Manna. Waves crashing. I'm sorry. All right, so it's really up to the folks online. Hey, shout out to the people last week that helped us out when Damo wasn't not on, and we appreciate Damo every week doing this. And Damo said the Splash Brothers, which is Parris, Chariz, and Jarry Manna, took that one. They get on the board with 1-0. Here we go. All right, we're gonna start off round 2. This is let's see. I'm sorry. Yeah. This is Parris, Chariz. We're going to start off him and Jarry Manna. Wave on 10. Here we go.
Wave on 10. Never kept a rag with the wave on swim. Had to change states, no deal. Brother had iron, so I never had to steal. Never could crack no seal. I was busy in the kitchen trying to find a way to meals. Couldn't get me in the Civic, I can promise you it's ill. You ain't gotta add, cause the way don't spill. I ain't wanna take that call. I couldn't let us take that fall. She ain't want nothing but to pet that dog. Trying to cut her off, but she emailed mom. What? I ain't wanna give her that link. I ain't wanna tell her what I thought about the link. If it ain't my brother.
All right, that was Parris, Chariz, and Jarry Manna with Waves on 10. This is Lil Baby and Lil Durk, How It Feels. Here we go.
I'm a billionaire in the making, I promise I'ma get one. Look, trying to chase me, had to steal for me. Only had a couple dollars, I was still getting fresh. I ain't trying to sound cocky, but I feel on the best. Every time I want the maximum, ain't taking nothing less. I've been back to back jets, but I still fly Delta. Thick list, but she can fit in my schedule. Yeah, I'm always on the go, but I make time for that. No, I got a lot, but I'm on the grind trying to get married. I know I be calm, but I am nowhere near average. $100 million cold cash getting buried. Looking at the man I'm becoming, it's getting scary. All these fell from whoever.
All right, that was Lil Baby and Lil Durk, How It Feels versus Parris, Chariz, and Jarry Manna, Wave on 10. Who y'all going with?
Which one was that, Lil Durk or Lil Baby?
Rapping was Lil Baby.
Lil Baby.
I'm gonna go a toss on this one.
Dang, y'all using your toss too early, man.
I got Lil Baby on that.
Lil Baby. I am gonna go with Parris and the boy, Parris and Jarry. Wave on 10. That was funny. People saying toss, Lil Baby, the Lils, Parris, and Jarry.
Jeremiah, who'd you do line for line when you did Chris Elijah?
I think we did Lil Durk. I think that was the time we did him and Durk.
So yeah, I'm feeling that like I really like Chris Elijah as an artist. So when I hear that like that vibey type thing, I want to lean that way even in this line for line. So I'm trying to listen more to Parris and Jarry Manna. But I love both of them as artists. So let's see what you got.
All right, that round went to the Littles. That's what they keep calling them online. The Littles won that round, so they won that 2-1. Now the score is 1-1 going into round 3. All right, we're gonna start off with the Littles this time. Medical. Here we go.
How you steady screaming out child support? You don't even support your own child. You don't support none of your niggas locked in them cages waiting for trial. I was always one of them niggas who the whole hood pray make it out. Don't shoot the innocent bastards, you gon' slide then make it count. Going around this like you real with it, whole time you a clown. If you ain't no TF or 4PF, I think out loud. I can't trust you, you run off with some clothes, I can just imagine pounds. Chicago sound like they love you but rob you. I'm just putting you down. Friends or not, you touch one of my chains, them gon' put you down. I'm saving style, bulletproof track all.
All right, that was Lil Baby and Lil Durk, which was Lil Durk. Medical. This is Jarry Manna with Rolling Loud Festival. Here we go. Him and Parris, Chariz.
I ride it with the water so it's legible. Didn't read the wave, had to put it in a bearable. That little baby bad, but at first it was terrible. She ain't know the truth, but she heard it's incredible. Gotta stay on that hill tip, had to dead it like a vegetable. Then really we rode on the road to the festival. I seen what y'all did, but to this not comparable. We had through the live and the time it was impeccable.
Yeah, I had to speed it up. I need a set of rolling loud and make the speakers buzz. Yeah, couldn't get a.
All right, that was Rolling Loud Festival by Parris, Chariz, and Jarry Manna versus Lil Baby and Lil Durk's Medical. Who y'all going with?
Yeah, shout out to Jerry on that, boy. Yeah, I'm definitely going the Splash Brothers on that.
Okay, Rolling Loud Festival. Shantana.
I got Lil Durk on that.
Okay. Oh wow. I actually like both of those. I don't want to toss though, man. I'll give it to Baby and Durk by the edge of the chin chin chin.
Man, I thought Jerry wrote that beat and
yeah, he did his thing though.
He brought so much vibe to that song. I was like, oh, this is easy.
Yeah, he did.
I felt. I thought Parris, not Parris. I thought Durk killed his.
Yeah. All right, let's see what we're looking at. I
definitely think I like Durk better than Lil Baby though.
Durk.
When I can tell them apart.
Splash, Parris, Lil Durk. We're waiting on Damo. We're waiting on our DC brother. Oh, the Splash Brothers took it online. With that being said, is a wash. 2-2. So that's washed out. Wow. Okay. Here we go, round 4. Now the score is still, the score is still 1-1. And this is round 4. We're going to start this off with Parris, Chariz, and Jarry Manna's Tunchi. Here we go.
He had to walk for a mile, carrying sticks as a child. Thinking about skipping his class. Lil' mama shaking up. She's trying to get him to dial. Daddy was chopping up soap on the porch to get cash. His mama was stuck on them vows. They was just stuck in the bricks. Now they gon' build him a house. They trying to move out of town. This just a story of hope. They trying to pull him away. Sticks in the video. Listen, little brother, I get it, but 12 wanna throw you away. They giving 50 for nothing, little brother. Are you trying to spin you a Virgil estate? Hard to neglect that it's hate in your heart. Hard to respect someone living a lie. She trying to be someone else for a life. She trying to move to New York for the hype. She only follows celebrity.
All right, that was Parris, Chariz, and Jarry Manna with Tunchi. This is Lil Baby and Lil Durk, Voices of the Heroes. Here we go.
I wasn't even trying to be no idol. I put niggas on and all of a sudden they feel entitled. Put the barbers only, you only get this kid when you got a title. I'm exhausted, I've been working shift to shift, but I keep fighting. Not my fault if I don't meet your likeness. And I'm still said still. We the ones for real, for real. I just got 200 for a walk through, I still drill. High speed chasing the Dodge strategies, I can still peel them. I be trying to put on a smile for them, but I don't really feel them. I just spent $350 on the ritual for the second time. I showed all my niggas in the trenches, it's a better life. Never.
All right, Lil Baby and Lil Durk, Voices of the Heroes, Parris, Chariz, and Jarry Manna, Tunchi. Who y'all going with?
What did y'all hear like an Outkast sample in the Jarry Manna? And
you should know.
Whew.
Of course it will.
That's my turn my face up when I heard that. I was like,
what song from Outkast?
Oh, that's good. That's good. You know what? Trying to figure out if it was a sample threw me off.
What's the sample? Somebody
Somebody
tell me the
sample. I couldn't catch it.
It was definitely an Outkast song, though.
Jazzy Bell or what's it called?
Oh, maybe.
Jazzabelle.
Maybe Jazzy Bell.
Yep, sure was. Yep. So I'm gonna go with the Splash Brothers.
Outkast. You're going with Outkast.
Outkast. Going with Outkast.
Montana.
I really liked what the Lils did on that one, but I will say the Outkast sample helped on the other side. So I'm gonna go with Parris and Manna on that one.
Oh, okay. So Tunchi. I am going to go with Voices of the Heroes by Lil Baby and Lil Durk. So it's 2-1. Let's see what we're gonna go with there. Let's see it. It looked like a lot of Splash Brothers. But I see some Lils too.
Mm-hmm.
So Damo, where we at? Damo, where we at?
Splash.
Oh, Splash Brothers took it.
Yeah,
all right, they up now, 2-1. All right, here we go. We're going to round 5. We're going to start off with Lil Durk and Lil Baby, Up the Side. Here we go.
Street with elite status. I done pop me in pink. Young make killing the fetish. I know a scam who will leak your address. I'm low key, so I ain't sleeping in tellers. Why Keisha done blew up my belly? I'm a street, down my business. My I'm stone with a killers. Yeah. They say I lost my mind when I'm off these drugs. I go to sleep. I was but when my dog had caught a bond, I couldn't reach. Gotta watch out for the ones you call your dog, cause he a leech. I done f***ed up my whole profit, made it back in 1 week. I scraped free down like 9 times. I'ma always carry my 9. They shot my cousin from the blind side. They ain't even look me.
All right, that was Lil Durk and Lil Baby, Up the Side. This is Mercy Mercy by Parris, Chariz, and Jarry Manna. Here we go.
Lotus from the land of the gap. I walk with the wave and I stay with the slaps. I slide for the fee, but I pray for the stacks. Some time over years, not a time on the map. Hey, but now we in a mode, it all was homegrown. I'm all up in the depth, you jiggers is so. It's 45 the gang to the day that I go low. If they wanna see me wave, I pull up and show bold.
I see myself in the mercy of Lago. I took his mercy cause it's mine. I'm number one and you Alonzo.
All right, that was Jarry Manna and Parris, Chariz, and Jarry Manna. Mercy versus Lil Baby and Lil Durk's Up the Side. Who y'all going with?
Boy, that Mercy bar was tough. I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to the Splash Brothers on that one.
Montana.
I like the way they came in together. So
yeah, I thought I thought their song was way better than the Lil's on that one. I thought that was, the Lil song wasn't good.
I am going to go with the Splash Brothers as well. So that's 3-0. 3-0. So I don't think
is this common knowledge, the Splash Brothers thing, or Ryan, you just rolling with it, or you knew that already?
Yeah,
I knew it already.
Oh, sure.
All right, now it's 3-1.
Did they go by that? Yeah, I did know that.
Yeah, that's the name of the album, Splash Brothers.
No, I'm just saying
All right.
he referred to him like he knew people call him
that. That's funny. All right, man. It's 3-1 is the score. We're going into round 6. We're going to start off with Parris, Chariz, and Jarry Manna. This is called Cap on the Children. All right, here we go.
This is a whole nother feeling. Splash on the way to $1 million. They gotta give me the shell. I let my drop. I say goodbye. I need the time. I need the mind. I cannot fail. I gotta shine. Look to the sky. The weather.
He told me he just wanna add as I got it. He threw me the rough, had to slide like I'm on it. No cap, and I go for the bad like I need it. No strap, and I keep me the word like I need it. You wouldn't cap on the children, you got it. I'm too open, showing you born. I got it. I'm up on the ceiling. I'm spotty. I'm crawling. I'm drowning. I'm swimming. I'm floating in your ocean. No cap.
All right. Wow. Honestly, that was Jarry Manna and Not Cloud. I think they was doing both 8-bar verses. So that was them two on that one verse. This is actually a good song. Cap on the Children is a dope song. 1K's on it as well with Parris, Chariz. All right. That was Parris, Chariz, and Jarry Manna, Cap on the Children. This is lil Durk, Hats Off. Here we go.
I'm a D-boy, do it for T-Roy. I'm on you forever, that just wrote the V-Roy. I'm with the killers forever, the children just in me. The Grammys can't change me for nothing. I like the bitches who let me just offer them cash. You never gonna add me for nothing, never gonna switch. Only time I ever switch is a Glock with a motherfucking button. Rappers be running back telling them bitches we hitting. That's why I don't be telling them nothing. 4TF, only the family with 4 pockets full, but we keep it 100. That shit solid, I done took loss. I done turned robbers to killers and boss. I been that from way back, way before Uzi was driving the cross. We just a family.
All right, that was Lil Baby and lil Durk, Hats Off, versus Parris, Chariz, and Jarry Manna, Cap of the Children. Somebody just said in the comments that wasn't Not Cloud with him. So shout out to Jarry Manna. I thought it was Not Cloud, but I was wrong. I'm sorry, bro.
They're saying it is or it isn't Not Cloud.
No, they were saying it wasn't Not Cloud. It was just all Jarry Manna. That's what somebody saying in the audience.
No, that was two different people.
That sounded like 2 different people.
2 different people. Anyway, they won. Whoever they were.
Whoever they were won.
They won my vote.
All right, so Cap of the Children for you?
Yep.
Yeah, I got the same on that one.
Durk was kind of spazzing on it though, but yeah, Cap of the Children.
The song didn't sound as good. Somebody asked earlier when we were talking about the Outkast samples, like, oh, y'all voting for samples? So the way this works, when we started, Line for Line was about, because back when people cared about rapping, Line for Line was about like the actual metaphors and bars and stuff. But as the times changed, we realized we need to evolve a little bit. And since we worked in radio, it became more so, which song would you pick for your radio station, right? If you were the program director and you got both these songs at the same time, which one would you play? Ignoring content, right? So that's kind of what it is. So everything is involved. It's the lyrics, it's the music, it's their performance. Everything is involved in it because it's the whole song. So.
And you know what, Sean? People might not know that this is a real thing too, because when we were at the radio station, they would play 30 seconds of a song.
Yeah.
And if your song didn't capture them in 30 seconds, you don't get played on the radio station.
You really don't even have 30 seconds. We're giving you extra.
Yeah. And we worked at one of the top 5 hip hop radio stations in the country. So they've set the tone for what happened in hip hop in the South.
Yeah, like everything you know about goes through those people in that room. Like you don't hear about songs unless the people in that room, when they click play, if they don't choose you, you're gonna have a rough time being popular in hip hop. Yeah. So this is what that we're recreating, that moment where you walk in to Radio 1, glass room, they close the door, you got the radio on the table, click. This is how it really goes. Click.
Yep.
Click. All right, what y'all think?
And we had score sheets too.
Yeah.
So you had like 10 to 12 people deciding the fate of your album, of your record. And we got to be one of those people. That was fun.
So now we're just
Y'all
doing
know
it
how
for
I was.
So now we're just doing it for you. And we've been through the process. We took one of our songs from FMG up there, and we went through that whole process too. So this is how it really goes. They don't even give you 30 seconds. Like if you don't catch them 15. Right away, 15 seconds and that's it. That's what Line for Line evolved into, is letting you guys go through that process of, can you catch people right away? And they have their whole catalog. They know what they play already. So you're competing against, this is real life. You're competing against what they already play. So if you come in and they click play and they can tell you a Christian and you better blow them off. You better knock them out because they can tell you're a Christian right off the bat. So they gonna have to really love your song to give you a chance.
Yeah, beats got to be fire.
Yeah, and honestly, I think we got that stuff now. Honestly, man, I mean, what we was going through back in the day, it was kind of rough. You know what I mean? Some stuff was still like, you know, the mainstream production was a little bit ahead. But now I think with the advancement of Fruity Loops and people using sound kits and everybody having the same type of drums and stuff, like now it's like an even playing field. So, you know what I mean? I think, you know, as much as I think right now, Parris, Chariz, and Jarry Manna could get on any radio station right now based off the stuff we were playing.
If they walk in with this, they're straight.
When we went to
indistinguishable.
When we went to 107.9, what song did we take? Did we take Winning?
Yeah, we took Winning.
Winning. All right, thanks, y'all. Appreciate it.
No, honestly, no, he didn't. I think he was just like.
Well, you know what? Because he knew me.
Yeah, and that's probably.
Because I used to work with the guy, and he was like, yeah, let me hear it. So he listened to like a minute, didn't he?
Yeah, he gave us
he heard
extra.
the God stuff.
Yeah.
He heard the God stuff. He was like, I see what y'all trying to do.
Yeah.
His exact words.
Yeah,
I see what y'all are trying to do.
But you know what's so funny? What I learned about that process is that like people, sometimes you're not the problem.
Yeah.
And that's what I learned about that. It's like sometimes people are just in their life and honestly, from a biblical standpoint, in their sin, that they don't want nothing different that would challenge their listeners to live a different life than what they have. And then also messing with their bottom line, because it would be crazy that if FMG Winning got on regular rotation and after Winning is tonight at Blue Flame, or you know what I'm saying, or some drinking or some alcohol beverage. So it's a contradiction. So they like, okay, well, we're not going to go that far. We gotta make sure it's something, you know what I'm saying? Because it's honestly right now, it's so many talented rappers and stuff, like, you know what I mean, that could be on the radio right now that's in our genre, that people are just getting overlooked. And my prayer is that if somebody sees this in our genre, like it's not because you're not talented. It's because these people are just like, they're worried about money. And then two, there's some of them are just in their sin. Like they're not trying to hear you say, live a better life to a young lady versus like that girl talking like Cardi or Megan. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not trying to hear Angie Rose talk about some life-changing stuff or Wande talk about some life-changing stuff versus somebody talking about, you know, get him for his money.
MC Nice just brought up a good point. Yeah, CHH has 8 stations that are now being recognized by the Nielsen, BDS, and Billboard. So we have to definitely learn more about it and support them.
Yeah. And that's a great thing. And MC Nice is leading the charge on that. So I'm grateful for what he's done and everything he's done for our genre and everything he's continued to do. I'm just talking about locally, like here in Atlanta, like I said, like Wande can go on Hot 107.9 right now.
Oh yeah,
he can go on B103 easily.
She could.
And Angie Rose, you know what I'm saying, and other female artists as well. But it's just like they look at the bottom line of stuff. If CHH get popular and popping, or like people like, oh wow, this makes money, okay, then they're gonna put it on because it's a money maker. It's all about money, honestly. At the end of the day, that's what I learned too. You know what I mean?
All right, y'all. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We're doing round 7 if you're in the official universe. Thank you for everybody who signed up last week. You guys should be in the official universe, so switch over to the Facebook group. If you want to sign up and be ready for next week's round 7, make sure you go to trackstarz.com/official. Sign up. First month is free, and you get a free t-shirt. And you could cancel right after. Like it's absolutely free. There's no I mean, it's the truth. You could cancel if you want to.
Got the shirt. I'm good.
Exactly. You get a free t-shirt if you want. So go ahead and sign up.
Stay in the membership. You and I are gonna do a FaceTime.
And here's another secret.
FaceTime.
I don't kick you out right away unless later on I might find out you stop paying. So just go and do it, man. Go sign up for the universe. Get a free t-shirt. Help us out. Your support really helps take us to the next level. So we're about to switch over to the official universe. So jump in there immediately, and we'll hang out. All right, y'all. We love y'all. You in the field? Let's go.
Now, I'm in the field with Trackstarz right now. I had a blessed time. Hopefully, you guys are listening. If you're not, then you're losing.